Hello and welcome to the I Can Do podcast with Benjamin Lee. We're here to talk about tips and strategies to have an I Can Do mindset when it comes to faith, family, fitness, and food. Let's go. Here's your host, Benjamin Lee.
Hello and welcome to the I Can Do podcast with Benjamin Lee. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope and pray that all is well with you. Today I want to talk about a word. The word is hustle. It's what we're all supposed to be doing, right? We have to hustle. It's about getting more done. The early bird gets the worm. If you want to be the best, then you have to work the hardest. You're going to have to hustle. People are creating plans for 2020 to be the best year yet. What that will require for many is that they will have to hustle, work. There's going to have to be a lot of effort and long days and sleepless nights, right? It's all about hustling and getting more done. That's a mentality that many people have. That's a mentality that I have had before. That's a mentality that I think is often pushed, especially in social media. It's the mindset of working hard, finding a way, and willing to go after it with all of your might, with all of your strength. We have to hustle, right? Well, maybe. But I don't know if that's always the best way or the best mindset to have. Now, make no mistake about it. I'm all about getting up early and working hard. In the beginning, you look back in the book of Genesis, God gave Adam work to do. So work is a part of who we are supposed to be. In my most recent podcast called Living 2 Days in One, I talked about this idea of waking up early. I try to wake up between 4 or 5 in the morning. That allows me to get even more work done. So I understand that work is a part of our lives, but I don't believe that means that you and I have to run around all day, every day at full speed. In fact, I don't think we are able to actually do that, or at least keep that pace up, because eventually the debt comes due. And what I mean by that is that our bodies will eventually tell us, excuse me, but I think it's now time to slow down. This is the challenge, though. Do you struggle with this? I certainly struggle with this, and I think part of it is because there's something that is honorable about really working hard and going after and doing more and more and more. We have this mentality sometimes of go, 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 and a lot of great things can get done. But maybe we also need to begin to start thinking slow, slow, slow. Our goals are great. We need to go after them, but we have to be careful that we're not hustling so much that other important responsibilities and people are being neglected. I don't believe that it's a badge of honor not to take our vacation time. I think we should take our vacation time. It's there for a reason. I don't think it's a badge of honor to put work over family, especially when the very company or careers that people can have can let us go, can dismiss us, can fire us despite all of the sacrifice that we have put in for them. It's not a badge of honor when we have to work so hard, or when we do work so hard that our bodies begin to shut down due to sleep deprivation, or just because we're just not getting enough time to recover. But that's the challenge, this idea of we have to hustle, we have to get even more done. It's good to work hard, but we need to make sure that we slow down. And I understand that we have bills to pay and things like that, but there has to be, and I don't know if the word balance is the right thing, the right word to use, but we have to view what we're doing and how we're going about doing it in the proper way. So I want to leave you with some tips, some thoughts, some strategies that you can think about, maybe consider, dive into a little bit when it comes to this idea of hustling and really working hard. Maybe this will help you to see, are you hustling too much? Are you doing too much and now it's time for you to slow down a little bit? Let me give you 5 thoughts that you can write down and can begin to implement today. Number 1, I want you to keep track of your work schedule. How many hours do you work each week? I know this can vary based upon the jobs and careers we have, but I think that could be a great starting place to see whether or not we've been quote unquote hustling for a really long time, or maybe putting in too many hours. We have to work hard, but if you notice a trend of 10, 15, 20, 30 more hours extra a week, and that's been happening for a while, that could be an indication that it's time to slow down. Number 2, think about this. Have you used your vacation time for 2019? If you haven't, then why not? I know sometimes people like to roll vacation time over. That's really a great perk to have with your job if you're able to do that. And sometimes it may be wise to do that if you have a big vacation or something like that coming up. But I do also think there's some wisdom using vacation time in the calendar year for that particular year. I understand people own their own businesses, and so a vacation package may not actually be there. But there has to be some time factored into our schedules where we can hit the pause button, where we can shut down for a little while so our batteries can be recharged. If we find ourselves never using our vacation time, then maybe that's an indication that we're trying to hustle or we are hustling way too much. Number 3, if you want to find out where you might be, if you're maybe hustling a little too much, talk to your children about your schedule. Children will always be honest with us, right? They see how much we're on social media. They'll see, or they will tell us, you seem to be gone all the time super early in the morning, and you seem to be coming back home super late in the nighttime. So talk to your children. They will give you good, honest feedback. Number 4, see if other important habits like your Bible study, your time alone with God and prayer, your tag time, has that decreased? I think that's always an indication that it's time to slow down, maybe reprioritize, and really consider why are we going after certain things so much. And then number 5, how much sleep are you getting? Sleep is making a comeback. I watched a video on YouTube last week, and I'm going to give some book recommendations here in some of the future episodes. But I want to read the book first before I give a recommendation on it. But I was listening to someone, an expert, really talking about sleep and just how valuable sleep really is. It's really, and it's not anything new per se, but there's more of an emphasis now being put upon it and how it's a secret weapon for productivity and really having an I can do mentality where more effective work can be done and we can accomplish the things that we really want to do. But it does require sleep. And I know some people can go with a very small amount of sleep and be productive. But for most people, that's simply not going to work. So we need to look at, are we getting, and this is something that we need to do, track how many hours you're sleeping. Maybe you get a Garmin watch, an Apple Watch. There's some other resources that are out there as well. But you can kind of get an estimate of when you're going to bed and when you're waking up and see if you're getting 6 hours, 7 hours, or 8 hours of sleep a night. If not, it could be an indication that maybe you're hustling a little too much. Again, I know we have bills to pay and goals to crush and mountains to climb and things to get done, but we have to be sure that we don't allow other people and responsibilities and relationships, like our relationship with God and our family members, to fall by the wayside. I know we have to hustle. I know we have to get after it. I know we have to move, but maybe we also need to consider that it's time to stop hustling so much. I hope this helps. Work hard this week. Make sure you rest as well. Thank you for listening today. Please leave me a review and a 5-star rating on iTunes. I would really appreciate it. And remember, I can do, and so can you.